Arn, let's get into it. Last week, we took a look at April 1994, discussed the Hogan situation in depth. The research guy went crazy, giving me all kinds of great content, and we really talked through that. And then we revisited Flair and Steamboat and that inaugural Spring Stampede event. This week, we're going to take a break, though, and we're going to get into some fan questions. Arn, this is your favorite thing that we do here on the show.
Almost.
What's your favorite?
That was just me being a smart ass.
Oh, I love it. So listen, if you didn't get a chance this round, don't worry. We're saving these questions if you don't hear them on the show, and we'll keep using them because we do that once a month. We continue to ask Arn anything. And as it's become tradition, we don't like to break tradition. We're going to start with the first lady of the Arn Anderson fan club, Miss Amy Vaughn. And she writes, Arn, I recently had a daughter graduate college in December, and I find myself thinking about myself at her age and being nostalgic. My question to Arn is have you been going back through your career as you do that each week? Do you see finally why you were so beloved by so many? Undertaker has put you on his Mount Rushmore of wrestlers.
You know, that it's another one of those. I'm just speechless. I made his list for tag team.
Yeah.
Single wrestler, mechanical.
Yes.
And Tully and I made the list of the top four.
Yeah.
Not knowing which one we were, but doesn't matter. Tag teams. To get those three recommendations from that man, I mean, there's nothing I can say. I'm speechless.
To Amy,
and so
go ahead.
Well, I just saying, Amy. I mean, it's a crazy thing, and I guess it's a cliche, but it's absolutely true. Sometimes, you know, as the saying goes, you never miss something till it's gone. I have gotten more acclaim and more credible comments and kindnesses thrown my way since I've been out of the business, a lot more than I had when I was wrestling. And it's, I guess when you start going back and you have someone assess your career that has no ulterior motive, which Taker would not have, you just go, wow. You can't, it's priceless.
I can't imagine when you start to hear guys like Taker talk about you in such a reverential way. It's just got to be goosebumps. Like, what, really? I mean, it's just got to be.
Well, and he knows how I feel about him, and I always did. Nothing but optimum respect for that man. I was, you know, his agent and his producer on various places around the world, and he was your go-to guy if you had a question or anything. He was the guy that had the maturity that I would go to and go, hey, this is needs to happen. What would you do on this? Da, 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 da. You know, he was as smart as anybody in the room, if not smarter. And there were a lot of times I would go to him and go, what would you do here? Mm. And he was so well respected up until this moment in time by everybody in the business that it overwhelms you, really does.
To Amy's point, you've been able through this podcast to sit back and kind of watch yourself, some of the great promos, some of the great matches and clips. And hopefully, Arn, you've been able to start to understand and see why you are the national treasure that many of us think that you are. I really hope you have been able to do that.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I don't know about that, but I don't know. I was the guy that just loved this business and sacrificed, you know, my health, if you really want to look at it properly. But we all do. Every single wrestler sacrifices his health if you stay in this business any length of time. And certainly Taker has. And my God, anybody you name that's still around, that's been around 10 or 15 or 20 years, you do sacrifice your health, but I still say this is the most wonderful way to make a living on planet Earth. And I'm feel so fortunate that I was able to get in this business, become one of the boys, and stay one of the boys, and still operate and do a job, for the office that was expected of me, but still there was never a time that I wasn't one of the boys. And I'm kind of complimenting myself a little bit, but that's the way I viewed it.
And one of the ones that people hold in high regard and put on a pedestal, even guys like Undertaker and your peers. And that's saying something. That's saying something about a career, Arn, and you should be very proud of it. So I'll just say
and
that.
I am. Thank you.
Good.
So
Good.
thank you for everybody out there and all your kind words. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate you.